Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
This is
okay. So I think we can actually start. Every other
good
person
morning.
can actually join us. Morning, sirs. Morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Okay, I think we should all do some level of introduction before we actually go on. So my name is Sheon Akinyelu, and I'll be taking this class in a couple of minutes. It's a discussion. Rejoice, you are raising up your hand. If you have a question, please, you can go ahead. It's a discussion, really. A very practical class. So to an extent, yeah. So that's why we have to discuss some rules. So that we can all hear ourselves. Please, you mute yourself when you know you're about to enter into something that can be noisy. Yeah. So we just want to meet one or two people. My name is Sheon Akinyelu from GODP. And I'd like to actually meet 2-3 people. Just tell me your name and what you want to learn from this class. I can assure you, you're going to have a wonderful time. But just tell me your name, your company, what you want to learn from this class, so that we can just 3 people will be perfect, please. You can go ahead, please. Anybody can start. No particular order. So to talk, you need to unmute.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Morning, sir.
My name is Suleiman Bala Abdullahi, MCC supervisor from MENA.
For what company, please?
MCC, Makata's Consulting.
Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, what do you want to learn from this class? Do you have any expectation?
I would really want to learn everything about this topic, because this is a topic that has a lot to do with the project we have at hand at this moment. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay. Any other person wants to give it a shot? Your name, your company, what you want to learn from this class, your expectations. Please, you can shoot. We can talk, please. Okay, Titilayo, let us know you. I can see you. Let's meet you. Your name, your company, and what you want to gain from this class. Please, anybody can introduce. Okay. Do you want me to call names? Teresa. Is it Teresa, really? Or I can see your face. Longmore, am I right? I don't know now. Okay, please, just introduce yourself. I just want to hear somebody else before I go on.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. We can hear you.
My name is Duku Samuel, joining from Calabar, District Office of African Cycle.
Wonderful, wonderful. What are your expectations? What do you want to gain from this class? Yeah. Okay. Any other person? Maytabel, am I right?
Good morning.
Okay, introduce yourself, please.
My name is Maytabel Jones. I'm from an IT company, IT department.
Wonderful, 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 wonderful. I think we should just go straight into what we have today. Every other person will join us. I can tell you we actually have people from different locations. Different states, but let's just go ahead into today's session and let us have fun together. If you have questions at any point in time, you can raise up your hand using the hand sign on Zoom. And if you want to say something, just ensure that you are in an environment where there's no noise, so that you don't actually disturb the whole class. Yeah. So I think we should just go straight into. So let's talk about. So today we're actually going to look at some. This is actually a very short session, really. It's a short session for this class. So I actually have about 2 hours to do this. So I think it's 1 hour and 30 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So basically, let's talk about interpersonal skills. So I will look at some particular areas. And basically, I want to look at how you actually analyze the behavioral pattern of the people that you discuss with, the people you're actually relating with. How do I, now the sincere truth is, relating with different kinds of people. Sometimes I'm saying A and they are hearing B, C, D, E, F. Sometimes I'm saying, my name is X, and all they can see or all they can hear is something different. How do we relate with people effectively? Now, one of those major things that we need to learn is the fact that people have different behavioral patterns. We did not grow up the same way. We did not go to the same kind of schools. We did not eat the same kind of food. So people don't think the same way. People think in different ways. So we need to actually understand that. So how do we understand our own behavioral patterns or the behavioral patterns of other people? How do we understand the behavioral pattern of ourselves and the behavioral pattern of other people that we are relating with? That is basically where I'll be, because this is a free class, a free session. So we'll just spend some hours looking at this. Okay, so how do I even understand my own behavioral pattern? How do I understand the way I think? How do I even know how best to communicate with other people when I actually get to understand myself? So let's try to understand ourselves a little bit. Now, I want to talk about there are many kinds of behavioral patterns today. I want to talk about 4 behavioral patterns today. The first one I would say, I will call them the supporters. This behavioral pattern basically, there's those people that are like better listeners. They listen more to people. They like listening than talking. They are quite slow in making decisions, but they don't want conflict. They don't want wahala. Whenever they see that it could lead to wahala, they will excuse themselves. They like places where it is steady income, steady relationship, no spontaneous thing. They just like it steady. They like close relationship. They like family. They like a place where they can say income will continue to come in, like job security. Yeah, they are like the supporters. Supporters might be slow in making decisions, but they like close relationship. They will listen to you when you're talking. They will listen to your ideas. They are very fierce sect of people. They are not going to rush into doing anything. They are just going to go the same way you're going. They will follow you. They will walk at your pace. As far as you make them feel that they are part of the family, they are part of the whole thing. Those are the supporters. I want to believe you're actually trying to imagine where you stand. Another set of people I will talk about is the analytics. The analytics, they are actually quite cautious. They are those set of people that if you give them a list of things you need to get, they will check it again and again. And they will ask for a reason why you are doing X and reason why you are doing Y. They are cautious in decision making, but they are very precise in what they do. They look for basis, they look for facts. They ask questions that are relevant to the case that they are looking at. They don't do too much talk, but they will ask you questions to get the right amount of data to do what they need to do. They are quite very, very stingy. So to an extent, if you ask them, go and bring 1 million naira, let us go and do life, they will ask you, how will that add value to my life? They are thrift with money, and at every point in time, they want to be correct. So at points in time, they will sit down, be cautious, and precisely take their decisions. They are more driven by facts, intellect, task, than family. So if you come to this kind of people and you are talking about your family, you are wasting time. They want you to tell them, do X. When you have done X, you will get Y. But the first set of people, the supporters, if you want to work with them, tell them that you value them. You value their emotions. Tell them they are wearing a good shirt, a good tie. But if you tell that to an analytics, he's thinking, what concerns you with what I'm wearing? Yeah? So that is the analytics for you. Yeah. Now let's look at the third set of people. I call them the promoters. These guys are very spontaneous. They are the people that like partying, very spontaneous, very expressive. They want to express themselves at every point in time. They want to show off. They want everybody to know that I have come, I have arrived. They like involving themselves even into things they have not called them into. They don't like to be alone at all. They want to party. They want to be out there. They want to be seen. And at points in time, they will say more than what should be said. They exaggerate. So, for example, they are the set of people that even when you have not said anything, they will help you to say it. So, for example, they are like people that you want to have around you when you are the president. They will say things that you cannot do. They will tell the whole world that you can carry a mountain with your finger. They are the promoters. They are very spontaneous kind of people, very exaggerative kind of people. They generalize so much and they like to have fun. Charming people, those are the promoters. Now, the last set of people I want to talk about are the controllers. Those controllers begin to look at the profile that I'm actually reading out and begin to identify where you might stand. These controllers, they are very decisive people. They like taking decisions. They are always seen in places of leadership. They like taking decisions. They are very competitive and independent. They like, so when you find such a person in a group, you will discover that they will stand up to lead the people. They can make decisions faster. They are not like the supporters that will be waiting for another person to make the decision and they will now follow. These ones, they are not followers. These ones are leaders by nature. They are very efficient set of people and very competent. They know their onions very well. And they can tell you why X needs to be done and why Y does not need to be done. They believe in time and place for everything you have to do. They believe that you should not come and waste their time in a meeting where they should be talking about work and you are talking about family. They will be angry with you. They like decisions, freedom, showing results because they are very result-oriented. That is the controller for you. Now, even if I've not said so much, now you begin to think about yourself and begin to think about what do you look like more? Now, at points in time, people could actually have multiple behavioral patterns. But at points in time, it is possible that you are more geared towards one, i.e., you have more attributes that make you a controller than a supporter. So let me try to put them all in one place. Supporter, promoter, analyzer, controller. Now, I want you to do something for me in a couple of seconds. I want you to just send me a chat individually. Tell me what you are more geared towards. What is your most preferred behavioral pattern? Is it that you are a promoter or a supporter, analyzer, or a controller? Please, I want you to send me a chat. Just send me a chat on what you think you are more, your preferred behavioral pattern. Just send me a chat. I want to see. Just send me a chat on WhatsApp here. Send me a chat. Just send me a chat. I want to see. What is your most preferred behavioral pattern? Just tell me supporter or promoter or analyzer or controller. Please, did you get what I just said? Did you get me, please? So I'm actually getting to see. So yeah, please just send me. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. Yeah, I want to see more. Okay, more, please. Let's make it fast, very fast, because we still have a long time to actually go. A lot to do with it. Make it fast. Let it come in fast. Okay, I'm seeing. Okay, so continue, please. Just send in your most preferred behavioral pattern. I just want to see. I want to see whether we actually got. Please continue sending it in so that I can actually see them. Now let's now take it a step further. Even as you continue doing that, let's take it a step further. Now, these guys that we call supporters, let's try to actually analyze them more, or analyzers, or controllers, or promoters. Let's analyze them more. Now, the strength of a supporter is listening. No, there are some people, they just like listening. They won't talk. Oh. You go talk, they won't say a word. Their strength is to listen. Their strength is to work with every other person rather than leading every other person. So if you ask them to go and lead, you have caused problem. Their strength is to follow as a supporter. A supporter will follow through what you have told them to do, and they will not say anything in the meeting. Okay, Abara Stanley, you have a question. You raised up your hand. Please, you can ask your question, please. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
It's good morning. Good morning, sir. You can go ahead, please.
Yeah, because I just wanted to point out, I don't know how much time we have. I'm thinking that you're a little bit too fast. One would have liked to get, those characteristics of the different behavioral patterns. I do not believe you're going to share the slides.
Okay.
If you're going to share it afterwards, that's going to make it a lot easier. Okay. But if you're not going to share it, you might wish to allow us to take down notes. It's an interesting topic, and we really want to participate fast with your scrolling through the slides.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the call. Okay, so number one, we are going to share the slides. Number two, we are going to share the videos. This session is recorded. Number three, I'll try to take it slow. Does that make sense? I want to believe that makes sense. So I'm actually going to make it quite slow. So I'm going to take it over again, really. So I want to believe I've answered all the concerns. Yeah. Okay. So like I said before, the first set of people I spoke about were the supporters. So we can actually take down notes as we actually go on. Like I said, supporters, they don't want wahala. Supporters, they are slow decision makers. Supporters, they are listeners. Supporters, they want a place where we are all together. I am following instruction. I am doing as they have said. I family people, we are all together. We are the one. We are together. We are family. That is what they like. That is how they work. That is how they function. They respond to other people's ideas rather than bringing their own. So they are quite like followers. Yeah, they will support you. They like steady a workplace where is steady income. Job security, that is supporters for you. They don't want wala, they don't want issues. That is a supporter for you. And I will still say more about them. Like I said, I now spoke about the analytic. The analytic is a frugal person. Before you see his money come out, he would have analyzed how he would spend the money. He likes facts. Give me facts. Don't come and tell me a story that has never happened. Give me facts to make decisions. They like to be correct. They like to be precise. So because they like to be correct, they will do their analysis with more time before they make a conclusion. But when they make a conclusion, they can tell you why, how many number of considerations they have made before making that conclusion. They will ask they will ask you questions. They will not just listen to you like the supporters. When you give them a task, they will ask you, why are we doing it? When are we doing it? Who are we doing it for? Why should we even be doing it? They will ask you such questions. This kind of people too, they want to be celebrated based on their results, not based on whether you like them or not. They want to be celebrated based on the fact that there was a task, they achieved it. They are people that pride themselves on results and intellectual competence. They pride themselves on the work they have been able to accomplish. That is the kind of people they are. Very precise kind of people, and they always want to be cautious in decision making. Okay, those are the analytical people. Now let's now talk about the promoter. Promoter is the party spontaneous guy. Promoter is the person that wants to be seen. I want to be seen as the person that is the top guy. When I'm driving a car that when I enter, everybody will turn. I want to use a perfume that when I use the perfume, when I enter the room, everybody will look at me again. That is a promoter. A promoter is spontaneous. A promoter is very energetic. Now, somebody is helping me to draw something on this screen. Let me clean it though. Don't help me do. Yeah? So a promoter is that guy that will be very spontaneous, like fun. And sometimes they make too quick decisions, i.e., they will talk on your behalf. They will say you can do what you cannot do. For example, they can say that you can carry a mountain with your finger. They are the people that when you become a president, you want to have them as your, what do you call it? As your minister of information. They will say things that you cannot do, that you will do it. They will make it believable. They are the people that you want to have as your campaign coordinator, because they will make people believe what you cannot do and they will believe it. Those are the promoters. Very exaggerative set of people. Spontaneous, they like life and they want to enjoy life. That is the promoter for you. And the last one I just spoke about some minutes ago is the controller. The controller likes leadership. So when you put 5 people down and you see at every point in time, one will rise up to lead them, even when they have not made him the class captain, that is the controller. The controller is gifted to be a leader. They like making decisions. They like to be celebrated based on how independent, competitive they are, and at the same time, the results they make. They like freedom, and they are very efficient kind of people. So for them, when you actually ask them, when you come and you say, oh, I've come to work today, it doesn't make sense to them. They will ask you, what have you achieved today? So a controller is not looking at whether you have spent time. He's looking at what have you achieved. So he's the efficient guy. He's the competent guy. He believes in competence. He believes in use time appropriately. Don't waste it. He believes in ensuring that you make the right decision at the right time at the right place. So in most cases, they are very knowledgeable sets of people, and you always find them in leadership. These are some of these behavioral patterns. To explain this behavioral pattern more, let's try to look at some things about them. Let's start with the supporter. Let's look into more details about the supporter. You see, these supporters, they are just listeners, like I said. Their strength is to listen. You know that, in all sincerity, in the full class for this effective communication class, some of this, we actually teach, listening is a skill. Some people don't know how to listen. Should I tell you that listening and hearing, they are two different things? To listen is a learned skill. They learn it. So the mere fact people will tell you, oh, I'm listening to you, is a lie. They can only hear what you are saying, because some people are not trained in the act of listening. Listening is an act, and it's an art. ART and ACT. There's a way to listen. There's a science for listening. That is why some people will be in a class, and when they finish the class, you will ask them, what did you learn? They will tell you, it's a wonderful class. What did you learn? They can't tell you one. And some people, they can reel out to you what they have learned. Listening is a skill. So a supporter is gifted by God to listen. Yeah? A supporter, in most cases, they always like this family thing. Their strength is to say, we are one. So they always like this teamwork thing, family thing. That is their strength. And because to an extent, they are always listening, they are quite very, very sensitive. And that's one of their weaknesses. They are very sensitive. So when you say something to them, they will think about it in the way you have not thought about it. Because they will not say anything when you are talking. They are just listening. So what you have not said, they will help you to think it to that level. So they are very, very sensitive kind of people. They might not begin something fast, because they are always waiting for somebody to start, and they will follow. So they are not good goal setters. You will find them in they are people that like family. They like taking care of people. They like making people comfortable. Now, please, anybody that, please mute if you are mute so that we can hear. So you will find them in operations like family doctor, social worker, people that just want to give their helping hand. Yeah, those are the kind of jobs they do. And you would also find out that when they are going to drive a car, they will drive a car that they can use to carry plenty people. Yeah. So when you ask them, what kind of car do you like? They would like a space bus where they can carry more people rather than show up to anybody that they have a big car. They like family. They like togetherness. But their problem is that they hate people. Please help me as you come in so that you don't. Now, they hate people that are impatient. They hate people that are impatient. Remember, they are listeners. So if you are asking them, okay, so what have you done? They won't answer your question. They'll be looking at you. Then, however, you are impatient and you're like, is it that you don't have ear to ear? I say, what have you done? They don't like people like that. They don't like people that are impatient. They assume that they are impatient. That is their irritation. So in most cases, before they make any decision, they will consult with everybody in the world. They will ask their daddy, their mother, their wife, their husband, their uncle. Because they don't want to make a decision and they will point to them and say that you took your decision by yourself. So such people are looking for people that will support them. Involvement. They like relationship. That is how the supporter is. So I've spoken about their strengths, their weaknesses, the kind of jobs they do. Let's look at the analyzer. You see the analyzer, when you see somebody driving a Toyota, there's every probability that it's an analyzer. You know why? He knows that if I drive a Toyota, the fuel that I will use will not be plenty. It's the person that will say, okay, how much fuel do I need on a daily basis to move from my house to the office, multiplied by 5.5, because weekend, I will not spend too much fuel. Hence, on a weekly basis, I will buy 25 liters. That is the analyzer. So you will discover that they will make their calculation before they buy a car. What they are thinking about when they want to buy a car is not whether it's fine. It's not whether they can carry more people. Is that how is it going to help me to save money? Is it going to help me to ensure that I am not going to spend too much money in the future? So you will find them probably driving a Toyota. I'm not saying everybody that drives a Toyota is an analyzer. However, you will begin to find such in them. Apart from that, when you see the kind of job they do, because they like facts, they are driven by facts, you will discover that they are more like accountants, engineers. They are not into all of those care. They don't bloody care. They're not into so much of I care, I'm doing a work to care for people. They are more looking at figures, facts. Those are the analyzers. You will discover that analyzers' strength is in their planning, is in their ability to organize, ability to put things together, arrange them in a sequence, and allow them to function that way. That is an analyzer. So, for example, if you want a project to work well, get an engineer to top that project. I've discovered that the best accountants in the world are actually engineers, because they are precise to the core. So they are good analyzers, good planners. They are very systematic. They don't just spontaneously think of something and do it. They would have analyzed it before doing it. But their weakness as analyzers is that, you see, they are perfectionists. So because they are perfectionists, they will critique their own work by themselves. And there's every probability that as they are critiquing, rather than moving ahead, they are wasting time. So they are very critical because they are perfectionists. And many times, they hate people that are disorganized because they are organized themselves. When they come to your office and they see that your office is scattered, it irritates them. They assume that everybody should be planned the way they are. Their decisions are very, very deliberate. They might not have to discuss with everybody in the world before they make a decision, but I can tell you one thing, they are very, very deliberate. They don't do things without thinking about it. And this might make them to be slow because they would have considered everything before making one decision. They like process. So there will be a process for carrying water from the dispenser. There will be a process for passing a form from senior to MD, they will always have a process because they are looking for precision. That is an analyzer. But you see, a controller is looking for result, efficiency. He's trying to do something that is efficient. He wants to take decisions. So a controller, you will find them in leadership. So their strengths is always leadership, multitasking. They can be doing 10 things at the same time. None of it will fail. They are good with administration, decision making, following through, ensuring that they take the right decision at the right time, at the right place. That is the strength of the controller. But their weakness is that they are very impatient, though, because they are efficient, they assume that everybody in the world should be efficient. So because of that, if they expect you to spend 5 minutes to do a task and you are using 1 hour, man, you will not like them. Why? Because they are very impatient. They will come and stand beside you. You don't finish. Why is it taking you so much time? Don't you understand? That is who they are. They might not listen to you because they have an expectation of how you should get it done. They are poor listeners. Yeah? Their occupation in most cases is in leadership. They are like top executives, military dictators. They are always in leadership. And whenever they want to drive a car, they drive a big car. A car that when I enter, you will know that the boss has come. Even the arrangement on their table will be big. They like big things. That is the controller for you. They hate inefficiency. They hate people that cannot make decisions fast. You cannot think on your toes. They don't like such people around them. And in most cases, they will always want to push those kind of people far away from them. They are very fast in anything that they do. And what motivates them is results, winning, achieving particular things they have set out to do. That is what motivates them. So if you want to motivate a controller, give them a task. It is enough to motivate them. Why? Because it's not what you pay them that motivates them. It's the fact that they can achieve, they can win. That is what motivates them. They are very result-oriented. But you see a promoter, the strength of a promoter is enjoying life, being seen, persuading people. They are very energetic people, extremely energetic. So they like to be seen. They like to be seen as the person that is making things to happen. They like persuading people. They are very enthusiastic. So to an extent, that energy is in them. That is their strength. They can motivate you when you enter their office. Those are the kind of people you see motivational sticker on their table, on their wall, they will always write a motivational word. That is the promoter. The promoter's weakness is, however, that he can tell everybody in the world that you can carry a mountain with your hand. However, they don't think very well before they talk that, They will just say it. They will say it, and they will say that you will do it. However, they are not very attentive to details. So as a result of that, it's a weakness for them. Yeah, they don't pay attention to details. They just want to do sharp and move on. That's why you will find them in sales. For example, you will see salespeople. They will tell you, if you buy this drug and use it, you will never eat again and you will be okay. I can remember many people then, they want to sell all these, all these vitamins, all these food supplements. They will tell you that if you take this supplement, you will be okay forever. So in my mind, I used to think when you take supplement, you don't need to eat again. Why? Because the way they will portray it to you, it will look as if when you take supplement, don't eat again. Because the supplement will do the work of the food. Those are the kind of occupation you see them do. Sales, public relations, campaign coordinator, information minister. Those are the kind of occupation that you see them do. And because they want to be seen, they always drive flashy cars. They like wearing beautiful suits. So when you see them, it will look as if you want to be like them. They will wear the suits that, man, when you see them, it will look as if their house, there's no sand there. They didn't use sand to build the house where they are. Their shoe will be shining. Their car is the car that, Porsche, car that when you see, you will begin to say, oh, who is this? Those are the promoters. So they hate, however, people that are all these perfectionists. Why? Because they don't think about details even before they do anything. They just do sharp, 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 sharp. So they hate routine. They hate all of those things that perfectionism. They don't like it. Why? Because they are very spontaneous. If you tell them now, let's go, they go follow you. They are the kind of, let's go for this party, they will go. Those are the kind of people they are. Now, after talking to some of this, really, if I may ask, do you think, and I want one or two people to respond to me, you can unmute to tell me this. Now, do you think you have been able to identify your most preferred behavioral pattern? Now, I want you to just say yes and just tell me what your behavior. I want you to just tell me. I want you to unmute to tell me. Yeah? Do you think you have been able to identify where you stand, whether you're a supporter, analyzer, controller, or promoter? Do you think you have been able to do that? I want to hear you so that I'll know that I'm not talking to myself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So where do you think you stand? Just tell me very fast. Don't worry, nobody is looking at your name.
Analyzer.
Analyzer, okay. Another person, I want to hear from you. I want to be sure that I'm not talking to myself. Really. Then, when you are doing all this online training, there's every probability that you are speaking to yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm listening to this. Yes. Where do you stand?
Analyzer.
Analyzer. I hear. Let's see. Okay, another person.
Yeah, analyzer.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. Another person, please.
Yes.
Where do you okay, I'm listening. Where do you stand?
Supporter and analyzer.
Supporter and analyzer. Okay, wonderful. Another person, please.
Okay, so I think I'm majorly a promoter or partly.
Majorly a promoter, partly a promoter. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Oh, you're a controller. Wonderful. It is
controller and analyzer.
Controller and analyzer. Wonderful. Another person. Tell me where you stand.
Yes. Supporter and promoter.
Supporter and promoter. Wonderful. Okay. Any other person, please. When you are done talking, you can mute. When you are done talking, please, you can mute. Yeah, please go ahead, Teresa.
Yes, I think I'm a supporter and I have some of the attributes of a controller.
Supporter, controller. Wonderful. Okay.
Yes.
Any other person, please? You know yourself now. We'll begin to talk about what you should do and how you should do it now so that people will not be fighting you everything. There are some of us here, there are some people have fought you many times. Some of us, they will say, oh, you are listening, you are not saying anything. People are fighting us because of that. Really. People are not comfortable talking to us. Yeah, I was doing this class at a retreat for the management team of a company, I think like 5, 6 years ago. And when I finished on this, every one of them were just like, I was asking them that who is in the class, I think I was asking them who is a controller. You know, every one of them in a way were just like, it's MD. The MD was in the room. Like, oh, it's MD that is a controller here. Yeah. And the MD was all looking at them and saying, hey, are you people saying that I don't listen to you? I am always shouting. However, yeah, we just need to know who we are. Thank you very much. Let's take it a step further. Let's take it a step further. Now, I want to believe you have been able to identify your most preferred behavioral pattern. Let's now talk about how do we even identify this behavioral style, not just in us, but in other people. How do we even identify it? Let's talk about that in a couple of seconds. How do we identify it? Now, there are 3 major things that you need to do when you want to identify. The first thing is that you need to identify the person's environment. Not the person's environment. Based on their environment, you can almost psych out the kind of behavioral pattern that they belong to. Number 2, look at some behaviors, the way they behave, observable behavior. Observe it. Based on those behaviors, we can also tell where they stand. And the last one is that after you have observed those behaviors, reconfirm. Look for additional behaviors to ensure that you are sure before you go and assume somebody is a controller and is not even a controller, is a listener. Yeah? So, 1, look at their environment. 2, observe their behavior. 3, observe more behavior. So let's talk about this in reality. So let's look at the environment of a supporter. So if I enter the office of a supporter, because many of us are watching this, or we are doing this class from our different offices. If I enter the office of a supporter, what would I see? In most cases, I will see, however, please don't take this out of context. Why? Because sometimes our offices are not arranged the way that we would have loved to arrange it. Probably we're in an open space. But in a situation where you have an office to yourself, yeah, what would you see when you enter the office of a supporter? When you enter the office of a supporter, you will see family picture. The family picture, his wife's picture, his husband's picture, the children's picture will probably be on the wall, on the table, or somewhere. In his wallet, in our wallet, in our bag, you will find such for a supporter. So you will find family pictures, personal ornaments. And in most cases, their offices are decorated in a relaxed way. When I mean relaxed way, it means that I will not see a stack of files on the table. You know, when you see people that have stacks of files on their table, they look like people that it is only them that is working. And that is not a supporter. A supporter's office will be decorated in an open and informal way. Family pictures, chairs without and tables without anything between you, so that they want to connect with you as a family. So their offices are decorated in such a way that it is relaxed, friendly. Yeah. So you will find like things on their table that are like pictures that are like beautiful things that will make you calm down. Now I entered the office. I was having a meeting with the MD of one of these finance houses. It's a card company. So we're having the office the meeting in his office. In his office, I now saw a cup. The cup was there was an inscription on the cup, big bad dad. As in a very big cup. You cannot use the cup to drink anything. It's a mug. They wrote on it. The cup was white and the writing on it was black. Big bad, BAD, bad dad. And I was thinking in my head, how can you have an inscription of big bad dad, a cup as a decoration in your office? It tells me already who the guy is. Now, without saying anything too much, do you think the person is a supporter, promoter, analyzer, or controller? Let me see whether you understand me. Please, do you understand what I just said? I need somebody to talk to me, please. Do you think the person I just explained is a supporter, promoter, analyzer, or controller? Please, you need to unmute to talk. You can talk to me. The person I just explained, where do you think he will stand? Promoter, supporter, analyzer, controller?
Supporter.
Hello, sir. Analyzer.
Analyzer. I said on the person's table, what I saw there was big, bad dad.
He's a supporter.
Who is he supporter?
Controller.
They say somebody is a big bad dad, and he placed it so that everybody that comes into his office will know he's a bad man. Where do you think he will stand?
Controller.
Controller, please, I have more idea because I can hear different perspectives. Please tell me more people, please tell me. Where do you think he will stand?
Controller.
The controller.
Controller.
Controller. Okay, thank you very much. You can mute back and let us continue. Now, and I would like to you. The person looks more like a controller because his office was not arranged to be family-like. It was arranged to say, when you enter this office, let your head be correct. That is the meaning of what he was probably saying. When let your head, because the office was like, this is CBN. Let your head be correct. Yeah. Now, for controller, like I put here, I said their desk it might appear busy, and it is always decorated to suggest that I am powerful, I am bad, I'm not good at all. Don't come here and tell me your family problem. Keep your family problem at home. come to the office and let us work. That is how the controller's table is always arranged. Big, big table. And when you enter their office, you know that you cannot sit down anywhere. You sit down on particular chair. You ensure you sit down in a particular way and you compose yourself. Why? Because their office is decorated in such a way that it shows that I am powerful. Let your head be correct. That is how their offices are demolished. So if you look at the example I just printed to you, the guy's office was arranged like that to show that I am big, bad daddy. When you come, let your head be correct. He's a controller. Looks more like a controller. So an analyzer, however, when you enter their environment, you will discover that for analyzers, they are just organized. They have, there are some people, when you get to their office, they have like a tray, inbound mail, outbound mail. I want to believe you would have seen that on some people's table. They have a place where they put their Bible. They have a place where they put their laptop. That laptop is always clean. No dirt on it at all. They have a place where they keep their pouch. They have a place where they keep their phone. That is an analyzer for you. Yeah? They decorate it in a functional way to say that when letters come in, they will put inbound letter on the right, on the left, outbound letter on the right. Why? Because they know that I have finished working on this, hence I'm not troubling myself with it. That is the analyzer for you. Their desk, their sitting arrangement suggests formality. It doesn't suggest power. It suggests that we are in the office, be formal, please. Yeah? But you see the promoters is the person that when you enter their office, they have slogans. I am, all those motivational words. I can carry the mountain. I can drink the ocean. All those motivational words, they are on their walls. Yeah? So those people, their sitting arrangement is always, it has some kind of warmth. They want you to come there and have fun. They want you to be relaxed and have fun when you come to their office. When you enter their office at points in time, they are playing music. They want you to have fun with them. They are playing obey song. They are playing playing songs. They like that. They promote. They like, and the kind of song is like a party song. Those are promoters for you. So when you enter their environment, this is what you find in their environment. I want to believe you understand me as I've said that. Yeah? Now remember, we said for you to analyze somebody's behavioral style, you need to first understand their environment, their sitting pattern, their office arrangement, their life, the way they spend time, the way they sit down, the way they discuss with you. That is their environment. Let's now talk about their behavior. Let's talk about their behavior, because you cannot conclude based on somebody's environment that is a supporter or a what. No, you can't conclude. Why? It's even possible that they were not the ones that actually arranged the office. Yeah? So you cannot conclude all the time. So you need to add it up with their observable behavior. So let us talk about their observable behavior. So what's the behavior of a supporter? A supporter will always listen to you more than they can talk. They will just sit down and be listening to you. They are less verbal. No, I actually have a client like that, and they always tell me that I should come, and there is a nice man, he wants to see me, he wants to whatever. And whenever I go to his office, I'll be talking, we'll be talking, he will be looking at his laptop, and he'll be saying, well done, sir. Well done, sir. And to an extent, he will just be listening to everything I'm saying. To an extent, sometimes I begin to think, is this man really listening? But his own way is that he will just listen, and if he's going to say, he will just say one word, okay, I've heard. That is what he says. That might actually be a supporter. They might be less verbal in the way they are, and they listen more to you. And in most cases, when they will even talk to you, they will speak slowly, slow speech, lower tone. They are not forceful when they are going to talk to you. Low tone. And they will not rush. They will just tell you, okay, I think it's okay and we can do it. That is a supporter for you. That's their characteristics, their observable characters. In addition to that, whenever you are with them, you will discover that when they shake you, they will shake you gently. That's not for some people. When they shake you, they will shake you gently. And whenever they are walking, they will not walk too fast. And whenever you are talking to them, it's once in a while that they will look at your eyes. But there are some people that when they are talking to you, they are going to look at your eyes throughout the conversation. That is not a supporter. That is more a controller. Yeah? So that is who a supporter is. Then for analyzers, when they are going to talk to you, they will talk facts. They will tell you that there are 200 pipes in the warehouse. We need 110.5 in the Ikeja branch. 210 is in the storehouse in Kaduna. And because there are 5 people that are working in Kaduna, we will prefer to lose the one in Lagos, where you have 50 people working. They are very, very precise when they are telling you. So they will talk, and they will talk with facts. They are not like listeners, like supporters. They will talk, and they will talk with facts. However, whenever they are actually talking to you, you will discover that they are actually going to be talking with like a monotone. They are like newscaster. Yeah? They are like, I'm just giving you the facts. I went, I saw, I conquered. That is going to be different from other people. No, there are some people that when they are talking to you, it's as if you are watching a movie. It's not analyzers. Analyzers, they are talking no tone, no too much dramatics. They are just giving you the facts. Yeah, that is how they don't pitch anything when they are talking to you. And in most cases, their gestures are very few. They are not trying to commit with you. They are not trying to look at your eyes to connect too much. They just want to ensure that they pass the information to you. But you see a controller will talk more than he listens to you. He will want you to hear. So in a conversation, a controller will say 90% or 95%. They talk more than they listen. And they use a lot of verbal communication. In most cases, you will discover that they emphasize their words. They will say it over and over again so that your ear will hear. That is the controller. And in most cases, whenever they are talking, they are very, very forceful. Meaning, they will not just talk, they are forceful in their tone. They are forceful in their pitch. And when they are talking to you, it's steady eye contact. They want you to enter, they want to know that you are listening. So they will look at you very well. Steady eye contact. When they shake you, they will shake you with firm hands. That's the controller. And whenever you are talking to them, they will always cut you short. I.e., when you are saying something, you have not finished, they will tell you, okay, wait. They will always cut you intermittently. That is a controller. A promoter, however, a promoter is all of those people that whenever they like saying story, they want to pass one information across. They will tell you story of how they jump from level 1 to level 20. And when they are telling you the story, they are using a lot of tones. And I went and I saw. And you know, when I saw, I bent down and I actually went under the table. And when I went under the table, I saw the pipe. And when I saw the pipe, I shook my head. And when I shook my head, that is a promoter. A promoter will use a lot of pitch, a lot of inflection, high volume at appropriate times, low volume at appropriate times. They like telling stories. They like sharing their feelings. They like being seen. They like being heard. Whenever they are doing all this, they will use a lot of facial inflection. They will demonstrate. They will jump up. They will stand up. They will walk so that you understand what they are saying. That is a promoter. So remember, when you actually want to observe, or identify the behavioral pattern of somebody, the first thing is to look at their environment, how they work, how they spend their time, their sitting arrangement, how they work, which we have discussed before, which is the environment. Second thing is now to what? Observe their behavior. I just spoke about observing their behavior some minutes ago. So when you have observed their behavior, you will be able to know where do they stand. Now, let me paint this example, and we're going to use this to determine if we're actually listening or I was talking to myself. So a sales, I'm just going to read this and you would answer. A sales seminar I once conducted began at 8:30 a.m. After an 8 o'clock coffee and donut session, when I arrived at 7:45, the first participant was already in the room. His pad, pencil neatly laid out in front of her where she sat at the table. She said nothing until I approached her, and we shook politely, we politely shook hands. She was totally non-committal. I asked a few questions for which I received polite, short answers. Around 8:15, with several other people in the room, a person stopped hesitantly at the door and softly asked, "Excuse me, am I at the training seminar for salespeople?" When he was told yes, the person breathed a sigh, walked in, took a cup of coffee, and mentioned how interesting the seminar will be. Very helpful, both in business and at home. He asked a few questions. Listening intently to my remarks, he expressed some concerns for role playing in front of a group of people. At this moment, another participant strolled in, loudly asking, "Hey, is this sales seminar?" Upon hearing yes, this person dramatized a fake relief and started asking where the coffee was, explaining that he wouldn't function without his black coffee or black poison. He had overheard our role play comments and leaped in on the conversation to say how he liked doing those things. He followed this with a tale of how he embarrassed himself in the last role play situation in which he performed. Now, I want to ask a question. What would you call the style of the first, second, and the third person described in this question? Please, do you understand what I just read? How would you describe the behavioral pattern of the first participant that was already in the room before I came in, the second participant that entered at 8:15, and the third participant that came in last? How would you describe their behavioral pattern? Are they controllers, supporters, promoters, or analyzers? And tell me why you have chosen like that. Please, anybody can answer.
The first lady.
The first person.
Okay, please go ahead.
The first person is an analyzer.
Okay, why?
The second person is a promoter.
Okay.
Okay. The first person I said is an analyzer because she was organized. Okay. She organized her table very well. The second person, who is a promoter, they always talk more than you even ask. So then the third person is a controller. He just wants to announce his presence in the place.
Okay. Does everybody agree, or we should do
I have a different opinion.
Please go ahead.
The first person, the first lady analyzer, because she organized her table. The second person, I think, is a supporter. He's more or less like team-oriented to me. Then the third person is a promoter, somebody that really want to, I believe want to show off and make the class really feel, yes, we are here to do something. I don't know.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm listening. Other opinion. No, this is a democracy. You choose anyone.
Okay, for me, I think the first person has a mix of being a promoter and analyzer at the same time. While the second person is a supporter. He did more of the listening and then was talking in a lower tone, while the third person is a controller. we will lay emphasis on him, taking a black coffee and wanting to do some other thing.
Yeah. Okay, other opinions. I mean, we are listening. Because now we are using the skill. Okay. I'm listening.
Hello,
sir. Please
go ahead. Hello, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
In my own opinion, the first person is an organizer. The way she arrived timely to the seminar and the way she organized herself early. And then the second person is a supporter because after the exchange of pleasantry, he did more of the talking. And the third person is the controller because he likes to be boss. He wants to show off himself and whatnot. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Any other opinion? Any other opinion? I'm listening. Oh, yeah, talk. I think I have 111 people now, and I think I want to hear opinions. What are your thoughts? Unmute to talk.
The first person analyzed that because she analyzed herself very well. She's well placed and well organized. The second person is a promoter because he wanted to talk more than he listened to.
Okay, thank you very much. I want us to analyze it together in a couple of minutes so that basically, so the first person, I think everybody actually had that. Why? Because the lady actually had a book. Everything was well laid. Pencil, pad was laid appropriately. Okay, if Ikeme Funa, you wanted to say something, please, you can go ahead and say, talk, please.
Okay, just to agree with what the third lady that spoke said. The first person is an analyzer because he's very well organized and focused. The second person is a supporter, a very good listener, if I may opine, and the third person is a promoter.
Okay, thank you very much. Wonderful opinions. Let's just look at it together, really. So the first one, I think everybody said analyzer already. So, and the sincere truth is an analyzer. And remember, analyzers are very, very definite, well cultured, and they are very, very organized. So if you look at it, the first person was really, really, really organized. So everybody said the same thing. The second person, however, no, like they said here, a person stopped hesitantly at the door and softly asked. Now remember, for you to softly ask a question, that means you are not a controller. Because a controller, they use loud voice. When they get there, you will know that they are the boss. So this second person cannot be a controller. So he's asked softly, excuse me, am I at the sales training seminar? When he heard yes, the person now dramatized, like, thank God I found the place. So like breathed a sigh, walked in, took a cup of coffee, and immediately he started talking. Now, if it were that this person is a supporter is more a listener. He wouldn't have come out, and you will see some people, when they enter training, they will not talk. It will take them longer time to even say anything. But this person, the moment he entered, he started saying, we are going to do a role play. It's very interesting.
This is a promoter.
Correct. So to an extent, he's not a supporter. Wonder, because he said something, but because if he's a supporter, he will just come in, just quietly go and sit down where there's evidence it. Yeah? So this looked like more a what? A promoter. Now, look at the third person. The third person, when he got there, he said, hey, is this the sales seminar? Now, look at the way your MD would have said. Some of us that actually have MDs that are very powerful. When they come for a meeting and they enter and say, hey, why are you standing there? Now, the third person just, hey, is this the sales seminar? Upon hearing yes, okay. The moment he entered, he was like, I need coffee. Where is coffee here? And they're having training, Why? Because he sees himself as the person that has power. So this third person is the controller. Any questions on my analysis? I want to believe with this viewpoint of mine You can analyze your own behavioral pattern and analyze the pattern of other people. Now that you have been able to analyze, remember, in the real class, we will do more than this. But before I go on, I want us to do an activity. Identify the behavioral style of your MD or your CEO in the office. I want to do a poll. So please, I want you to just type on your, what do you call it? Now that you know how to do this, I want you to analyze the behavioral pattern of your MD in the office or your CEO. Please type the answer, type it and send it to me by chat. No, just type it. Don't let everybody, I don't want everybody to hear so that I don't know whether the MD is also in the training. So just type it and just send it to me. Identify what, please, I want to see. Some people, somebody said my MD is the controller. Please, I want to see more. I want to see some MDs that are supporters. I want to see if there will be one. Please, I want to see. Please, keep it coming. How can everybody say that it is a supporter? I controller now. Please, keep it coming. I want to see. More. I want to know whether we can identify it ourselves now. Please, keep it coming. This thing is stopping. I want to see who is the controller. Okay. Everything that everybody has said now, all your MDs are controller. Now, should we send a mail to you? Okay, somebody said controller, analyzer, and supporter. And somebody said your MD is a supporter. That's a wonderful. Wow. Supporter, controller, wonderful, supporter. Oh, wonderful. So, as you can actually identify. So, now that we have been able to identify the behavioral pattern, our own behavioral pattern, and the behavioral pattern of our other people that are working with us, how do we respond to this behavioral pattern? That's where I want to go to next. How do I respond? So if I now know that my MD is the controller, how do I respond to my MD? How do I deal with him? If now that I know that my subordinate or my direct report is a supporter, that is why every time when I'm talking, he's just listening. When I finish talking, he will stand up and go. And many times I'm always angry. Like, you cannot say, you cannot talk. I'm always angry. However, now I know that he's a what? He's a supporter. How do I respond to this behavioral pattern? What is my response from today? That is what I want to teach next. Now there's a lot. Don't worry, you're going to attend the full class. But basically, let me just go through this. Now, there are different patterns to respond to them. Different patterns to respond to them. Please, let me start with the first one. Now, we call one the shaman tank style. Shaman tank style. Shaman tank style is attacking, abusive, intimidating, like fearing somebody, fear. Shakara, that is shaman tank. Forceful, that is the shaman tank. Now, when you have somebody that is a shaman tank, somebody that is abusive, attacking, intimidating you, how do you respond to them? Number one, do not argue with them. Don't try to enter an argument with them. You will lose. Because in most cases, when you have shaman tanks, they are your superiors. Don't argue with them. However, stand up for what you are saying. Make your points known. Don't argue. Don't prove a point. Just make your point known. They will talk. They will shout. They will hit the table. They will stand up. They will throw share. They will throw paper at you. Just give them time to run down. Give them time to do their theater. Don't argue. Don't try to say you are wrong, sir. Just be watching movie. When they finish doing the movie, give them time to calm down. Get them to sit down. Maintain an eye contact with them. Let them see how you feel. Not that you'll be angry. Like if you are feeling really, really bad and you are like crying, let them maintain eye contact with them. Let them see that, see, you are making me cry. Do not abuse. Do not fight back with them. You will lose the fight. However, state your opinion. State your opinion. So when they don't talk, do their theater, you just say, Oga, thank you very much, sir. I understand what you have said. However, I will suggest that we should do X, Y, Z. However, do not enter into an argument with them. Don't try to cut them when they are talking and say you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong. Don't try to do that. Be ready to be friendly. Be ready to be receptive. Do not go into a fight with them, but state your opinion. Do you understand what I have said? I need somebody to say yes, or I don't understand, or you do not agree with me. I need to hear you.
I understand.
I understand.
Any question?
Any question? I understand.
Any question on this? Has it ever happened to you and you went to go? Okay, thank you. Has it ever happened to you and you decided to go and start arguing with the person? What was
No.
What happened afterwards?
Yes.
After the argument?
I had a situation with my MD equally with respect to that, and I used that as the attitude of just being quiet and listening, and at the end of it, I had to state my opinion, and everything went well. There was no raising of voices and stuff like that, so it went well.
Wonderful. I want to hear somebody that went the other way and started arguing with them or shouting with them back. Has it ever happened to anybody?
It has happened, but after they have shouted, you will never get your way out. You will go back and sit down.
Okay, so what does that tell us? Please, don't fight with them.
Because
don't shout with them.
Excuse me, sir. Okay. As they are shouting, you know your own emotions are equally going up. Yes. Maybe the thing they are shouting at you for is not correct, and you are trying as much as you can to pass your own aspect to them. So it ends up in shouting. But now that we have gotten the new way of responding to them, I think it makes sense. And I've equally used that for another superior, that's not shouting. She was accusing us for something we didn't do, and I didn't respond. After she has mellowed down, I said, sorry, ma, I went down. Because I was telling her that it was not me. So it's like after she has finished shouting, she now looked at her records properly. She called me and I started apologizing. Sorry. And you were so quiet when I was shouting at you. So it depends on the mood and how the emotions raise themselves at that time. Okay. But I think this is a general acceptable way to try and keep quiet.
So thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Let's take the second one. The second one is the exploder. The second one is the exploder. Okay, this exploder, they are those people that actually shout. They are those people that will eat the table. Those people that will burst. They will burst out. They will lose control. They will shout. They will push you. They will throw tantrums. They will scatter table. That is the exploder. How do you respond to such people? How do you respond to them? Number one, listen to them. The reason why they are shouting is because they have the opinion that you cannot hear them. They have the opinion that you are not listening. They have the opinion that you are just doing your own. So what do you do in response? Listen actively. Now, I'm not going to teach you active listening in this class, but in the full class, I'll be teaching active listening. Now, listen to them because it's a skill to listen. Listening is not hearing, no. There's a way to listen. So listen to them actively. Do not shout with them. This one too. Let them act their movie finished. Just be watching movie. Let them shout their shout. Do not try to begin. Don't let them shout their shout. Yeah? Show that you take them and their concerns seriously. When they are finished, okay, Oga, thank you very much, sir. I will work on this, sir. Then later you can now make your opinion known. But just like the first one, let them run down. And whenever you want to, at points in time, when they are doing this, especially for those people that are your bosses, you will discover that they will do it where everybody is. Do not respond to them where every other person is. You can suggest that, Oga, please, sir, can I see you in the office? Probably is in the walkway that our guy is waiting for you. Just say, "Oga, please, I'm sorry, sir. Can I just see in your office, sir?" Now, when he gets to the office, you will discover that he might not shout as much as that again. So get them, suggest moving the meeting to like a private place in their office and actively listen to them. Then you can now make your opinion known. That is how you deal with an exploder. Now, however, there's another set of people they call the complainer. The complainer is just going to find fault in everything. They like to just tell you what you have done wrong. They are always going to find fault in you. For a complainer, ensure that also listen to their complaints, even if you do not agree. Listen to them. Acknowledge what they are saying. Paraphrase what they are saying. Okay, thank you. Yeah? Even if you don't agree with them, listen to them, but do not be defensive. Don't be defensive with them. Listen to them. State the facts without comment, i.e., don't put emotion inside it. Just state the facts. Oga, I sold 10,000 units. So they said, I did not meet target. Okay, thank you very much, sir. The target I was sent was 20,000. By Monday, based on record, I have sold 25,252. State the facts. Don't put emotions like, I have been working from morning till night. You did not even say I'm working well. Don't state your emotion for a complainer. State the facts. And whenever a complainer is actually saying all of this, ask the complainer, how do you want the discussion to end? Ask them, okay, what would you like me to do? Ask them to suggest how you would. Okay, so please do me a favor to help me mute. Okay. Now, so in a situation where the complainer continues complaining, ask them. Okay, please. Okay, thank you very much. If the complainer continues complaining, please ask them, sir, ma, please, how would you like me to respond? I want to learn from what you're saying. How would you like me? What would you like me to do? Let them suggest how you would like. The sincerity is that when they suggest, you will discover it's the same thing that you have been doing before. Because a complainer always keeps all of those records with them. Yeah? And at every point in time, listen attentively. Listen to the facts. Don't listen to their emotions. I.e., don't listen to the dramatics. Just listen to the facts. Don't get angry that is talking where everybody is. Just listen to the facts. That is how you deal with the complainer. Another set of people is who they call the clam. The clam are the silent ones. They are those ones that just say yes, no. Short answer. Whenever you are talking to them, you will talk 1 hour. They will say yes. Do you have anything to say? No. That is the clam. How do you respond to such people? Like you talk. What they will do, they will just be looking at you. When you finish, they will look at you and say, okay, bye-bye, and they go. That is the clam. How do you respond to them? For a clam, please do not ask them closed-ended questions. So when you want to engage a clam, ask them open-ended questions. Don't ask them, have you done it? Ask them, what did you do? Don't ask them, did you go? No. Ask them, where did you go? Ask them open-ended questions because you know they will not want to talk as much. Ask them questions that will get information from them. And whenever you are talking to them and they are silent, please wait for them. For such people, plan more time to talk to them. If normally you used to talk to people for 10 minutes, plan 1 hour for them. Take them to a place where it is only you and them so that they can open up. Ask more open-ended questions from them. Have an eye contact with them. Many of them, they will not look at your eyes. Look at their eyes. Because see, the window to the soul is the eyes. Look into their eyes if you want to get a response from them. Because they will continue saying yes, no, if you cannot see the window to their soul. However, be very careful when you use this, especially with the opposite sex. So be very, 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 very careful and be intentional. So that it doesn't cause more problem than a solution. So ask open-ended questions from them, wait for them to respond, plan more time to talk to them, don't ask them any close-ended question, give them eye contact. If you can hold them and show them that you care, do that. That is how you respond to a clam. Any questions as I go on, before I go on, please? Any questions? Because I need to begin to wrap up. Now, there are also some people that will call the wet blanket. The wet blanket, they are those people that they always give you a negative answer. They won't say yes, no, short, no. They will always say no. You would ask them, can you do it? They will say no. They did not even hear what you said. They will always have a negative response. That is a wet blanket. How do you respond to such people? There are some people in your office, I know you know them already. When you ask them, come and do this, they will always say it's not possible. Those are the wet blankets. Please, they are not your enemy. There's a way to relate with them. It's only that you don't know how to relate with them. How do you relate with people that will always tell you negative? Number one, don't try to argue them out of their pessimism. Many of them are pessimistic. Don't try to change them from being a pessimist in one day, because it might be a problem. What you should do is that if they say it's not possible, ask them why. Engage them in a rational problem-solving discussion. Tell them, ask them, why is it not possible? Ask them the steps that will make it not to be possible. Ask them the problems that will impede them. Ask them when you think it will be possible. So they are not your enemy. That is who they are. You cannot change where they are coming from. You can only change how you relate with them, and subsequently that can change their behavior. But you cannot change where they are coming from. So when they tell you negative things, sit them down. Ask them who, why, how, when, what. And you will discover that the same person that says it's not possible is the same person that will tell you how he will deliver it. So for such people, do not try to argue with them. Use emotional tanks to argue them out. Talk based on rational problem-solving facts. You be optimistic, but don't try to change their perception about Just try to tell them, tell me how, when, who, how. You will discover that they will begin to change. Be prepared to take actions on your own. Develop a plan, because sometimes they have closed their mind that it will never even be possible. Develop the plan and tell them, follow through this plan, and you will discover that you will make it. Yeah, that is how you undo wet blankets. There's another set of people, they call them the know-it-all. They know it all. In their opinion, they are the experts at all things. They will talk. Before you ask them one question, they have given you 20. They are the know-it-all. For the know-it-all, please, before you have a discussion with them, do your homework. Don't be blank. If you are blank, they will wash you. Before you ask somebody that you know is Mr. Know-it-all, because they are always trying to show that they are the only ones that know. Every other person does not know. So for such kind of people, ensure that you have done your homework. You know what you are talking about before they will go and wash you, and they will discover that even if you are the boss, they have shown everybody that they are the ones that know it. You don't know Jack. So do your homework well. And please do not try to show to them that they don't know. What you will do with such people is that get them to lecture. What I mean by get them to lecture is that ask them questions. You will discover that those people that you think are trying to outshine you, you will now begin to make them your own library. What you will just do that, you will not try to go in a competition with them. You will just ask them, okay, what do you think about this? They will tell you, okay, if this is what you think about this, then how do we make it to work in this area? You will discover that they like to show themselves that they know. Allow them. Don't impede them. Don't go and study something and come and do competition with them. It will cause you more problem than a solution. So ask them explanatory questions. Let them talk. Learn from them. Do not try to do argument with them. They will win you. They know more than you. Learn from them. The mere fact that somebody that is in your team knows more than you does not invalidate the fact that you are the leader. All you need to learn is how to get the best. A leader is only the person that coordinates it all. The head is just coordinating the whole actions of the body. But the sincere truth is that if you carry the head and go and use it to eat coconut, it's possible that the head will break. But the head will coordinate the hand to break the coconut. But the very funny thing is that it is still you that broke the coconut. And the sincere truth is that when they now say we want to do head count, it is the head that they will be counting. So in all sincerity, know it all will help you to achieve what you want to achieve, but don't do competition with them. That one will be more problem. I want to believe you understand me. That is the know it all. Now, we now have another one, and that is how to deal with them. That is called the staller. The staller are people that are not just going to make any decision. They are indecisive. And the very funny thing is that their indecision might be affecting you. You expect them to take, I was somewhere yesterday, and somebody was telling me, oh, there are some that there's a particular person is supposed to be leading a particular team, but he's not leading the team. Why did the person say so? Because the person was looking at some characteristic, and it's as if this person cannot make decisions. For those people that are indecisive, please, please, you can mute if you are, so that you can. So for those people that are indecisive, how do you get them? They are stallers. How do you get the best from them? Number one, engage them in problem solving. It's possible they have not been involved in problem solving before. It's possible they don't know. Engage them. Engage them. Don't take on their own problems. Just engage them in how to solve their problem and get them to solve it. Make them to be the people that will make the decision. Don't make the decision on their behalf. Give them a time range to make the decision. Concentrate on examining the facts of the situation. Get them to take the decision themselves and give them a time when they must take the decision. Give them support, but don't try to take the decision by yourself. Yeah, that is how you undo the staller. Now, I have explained different kind of responses to different kind of behavioral patterns, and I want to believe you understand me. Any questions on this, even as I try to wrap up? Any questions on this? Any questions on this, please? I want to hear, even if you don't have questions, say I don't have questions, then I know that you don't have questions.
Okay, I have a question. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, can a person have more than one different behavioral style?
Yes, yes. Like I said earlier on, you just have preferred behavioral styles, but you could actually have 2, 3, 4. You can have the 4 really, but one might be pronounced more than the other at different situations. Have I answered your question, man? Hello, have I answered your question? I don't know, but yeah,
you guys are not working. I don't know even what to do.
Okay.
Yes, so I want to ask.
Please go ahead.
How can we change the some behavioral style? Maybe if someone is an exploder and then you want to change, how can we change it?
Go and pray first. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. Okay. Wonderful question. A prayer is the key. However, let me go on. Let's look at some.
I have a question.
I'm going to answer your question. However, okay, ask your question so that probably we can take it.
Okay. You talked about an exploder.
Okay.
What of if 2 exploders meet?
That is
how will the situation be solved? So who will
wonderful.
Who will default to one another?
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm I'm going to get to the next slide now. So the answers to your questions are actually on the next thing. Okay, Adekunle Florence, you can ask your question, please. You can ask your question. That's where okay, please go ahead and ask.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
My question is all of these behaviors that you stated, is there any negative? Because I have some negative thinking that is it bad for you to be explosive? Is it bad for you to be a stalker? Is it bad for you to be a know-it-all person?
Is it bad?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think, Ron? What do you think?
Myself, Florence?
Yes. What do you think?
Okay, I think some situations, really you have to explode.
But okay, I'm listening.
Yes.
In some situation, you have to explode.
You just have to explode. Let the person know that, okay, I think I've done it to the extreme. Yes, really.
Okay.
If you don't explode, the other person might not know how much they had gone or the effect they had, done or anything. Sometimes you need to explode. Sometimes you need to keep quiet and watch, really. So I think none of this is bad. It should just be, situation should determine the kind of attitude or behavior you
but not know it all.
Put up. The know it all, I was saying something here earlier on in my office here. The know it all to me really is not bad in the sense that I don't know the definition you have for know it all. My own definition, the way I see the know it all thing is
you cannot learn if you say.
Okay, let's talk one by one, please. Okay, just one by one. Somebody was saying something. Okay,
okay, Mr. Francis. The know it all kind of attitude, right? I like someone who is an encyclopedia. Really, you know this, you know that, you know this, you know that. It's not good to just have a discourse and you are dumb at it. Do you understand? Yes. So if you know it here, know it there too. It's good. It's good, really. But when you are a controller in your know it all, that's where the problem is.
Okay, wonderful suggestion. Thank you very much. Okay, and somebody wanted to say something.
If I may say something on that, what the other lady said for the know-it-all. I think why that behavioral style is negative is because most know-it-all tend to be talkers, but they spend less time listening to people. They always want to load their opinion on people. That's why it is negative.
Always subjective.
Exactly. So that's why it's negative. So it's not a bad habit for you to have broad idea or knowledge about many subject matters. But added to that should be the ability to be an active listener. So you know it all, but at the same time, give people other opinion or chance or time to also hear their own opinion or view. They might be wrong. So after listening to them, you can now, I think this is the way it should be based on your own knowledge or repository of knowledge of what you have concerning that subject matter. So what makes it bad is they tend to be loading their opinion on people, giving people little or no time to talk. They want to be the final say, the beginner and the final say in every conversation. That's why it is negative. Thank you.
Sorry. In addition to what Mr.
Let's just
do
one.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, please, can we just take it one session?
Okay, good morning.
Yes,
good morning. So, in addition to what Mr. Francis said, for such people, to me, they won't learn in such a way.
Yeah.
They won't learn.
Yeah.
So you need to give people the opinion to add their own view, because we all have different experiences, we have different background, we have different educational skills and all that. So we are all coming from a different angle and different school of thought. So like Florence said, they would want it's good you have a knowledge on different backgrounds. Okay, have a knowledge of what this background is all about, have a knowledge of what this career is all about. But it's also good you learn from people, or you give people the opportunity to air their own view, their own school of thought. Don't just lodge your own knowledge based on you don't just lodge your own knowledge over theirs, because you might be surprised that from what that person that you're looking down, or that person that you think doesn't know it, you might find out that there's something that you would even learn from that person, or you might even learn from what that person is actually saying, you know, because there's a saying that jack of all trades, master of none. Permit me to use that phrase. So you might be a jack of all trades and you find out that you're just nowhere.
Okay.
Hello. Okay,
my
contribution.
Hello.
Can I make a comment?
Let's just one by one.
Henry on the line. Can I make a comment?
Okay, please.
I think for me, there's nothing like know it all. Because no one has monopoly of knowledge. We learn every day. And we'll be surprised that things we think we know, we might not really know them. We can get the information from somewhere. Again, the disadvantage is that it tends to make you to be a controller. When you believe you know everything, you don't give room for people's opinion or people's suggestion. No organization will move forward that way. Where one person is the master of one and no other person, then why are we having an organization? Why do we have structures in organization if you think you know it? Or why are you employing an accountant or a legal officer who is supposed to advise the company on certain issues? Or why are you employing a risk person? And if you think you know it, maybe just like an MD coming to say, I know it all, then you run the organization. And no organization will survive that way. That's the disadvantage. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Sir.
Yeah, my name is Benjamin Tolu. I would just want to share an instance. Yeah, take for instance, like they know it all, still on that point. I take for instance, someone who is the management staff, like you are in the office, and someone who is in trade, like you drive a company's vehicle, like a salesperson, so to say. Then your vehicle breaks down along the line. Then you're not requesting for a repair. Meanwhile, you know, okay, this is the fault of my vehicle. Okay, then you now call the office. But the person at the back office is now telling you, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. Like trying to explain to you are not the mechanical survey or something. The person in the field, you need to listen to the person. That's where you learn. In case there's another fault related to that in the future. So there's nobody that is like the last person that commented said, there's no one who is the monopoly of knowledge. So there's no way someone who actually have that behavioral approach wants to be someone who explodes or wants to be dominant in it. That's my view.
Okay. Any other comment before I go on?
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, my own opinion. Just like someone said in the comment section that knowing it all and having an idea about everything, that's being versatile now, is two different things. All right. The fact that you have an idea about everything may not mean that you are someone who is, I know it all. Most of these people that I know it all kind of persons are those people that are controllers. They just want to show that they are more powerful, show that I know more, show that, okay, you should listen to me instead. I'm the one here that has much more idea than you do about this and this. They are not like maybe it's a different type, it's a different thing entirely from being a vast person and being someone who is, I know it all. So they are not even the same thing. It may not surprise you that those people that like acting as I know it all kind of persons, they don't even know much things. They don't know much things. It's just that controlling thing in them that keeps on pushing out that, no, you should not be the one bringing the solution to this. It should be me. I should be the one. Not that they really know it all. It's not that they know everything, but it's just that controlling nature of theirs. So just like she was asking if it is bad, it's just your own nature. It's the person's inbuilt. So you can't say that, okay, because I am a person that is a controller, that I'm bad, or because I'm the supporter, I am the good one. No one designed his or herself. To my own opinion, so you can correct that later. So I just feel that is an inbuilt thing. It was something that every one of us grew into or was born with, or the society made us into, or the different parts of life we walked through molded us into. It was not what maybe we choose to. No one chooses to, okay, I just want to be hostile. No one chooses to, okay. It might just be experiences of life that molded people into those kind of behaviors. So no one is bad and no one is the best. But the ability to be able to control them and put them in the right way is what matters. Just like you have enlightened us today now, okay, this is the strength, this is the weakness, then you have known the weakness to start working on it. So no one is bad and no one is the best. So it's just to know how to use them.
Okay,
hello,
hello,
good morning, sir. Hello, good morning, sir.
Go ahead. Because of that. Okay, please.
My name is Suleiman Balab from Mina.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with the last lady that just spoke now. In all this category of analysis that you gave us this morning, I think in my own personal opinion, they are not all bad, but it depends on how you use it for the positive, not in the negative. But you see, we all as human beings have attitude. We can have one behavior problem or one attitude that somebody doesn't like, but that attitude can be turned around for the positive. It depends on how you use it. You can be a controller, you can be a promoter, you can be whatever, but use it for the positive aspect of it. Thank you very much. That's just my own opinion.
Thank you very much. I would like us to just let me do me a favor to just do dealing with different behavioral patterns, because that's all that you have been speaking about, that how do you deal with it? Now, the sincere truth is that there's no good and there's no bad behavioral pattern. It is how do you optimize it? And that is what I wanted to talk about. Now, I used to actually know a guy. He is presently the group CFO of EcoBank Worldwide. And we were actually colleagues when I was in PricewaterhouseCoopers. And whenever people are talking, he had a first class from Unilag. He collected a lot of awards from ICANN. He was always collecting awards. Whenever people are talking, he will not say a word. But when the people that think they know finish talking and they ask him, Ayo, what's your opinion? When he talks, anything he says, it will not make the people that have been shouting before that think they know.
Who opened the root account? Who filled in the system?
No, I wasn't the one that opened the root account, sir. You can just help me mute, sir. Okay, so it will not make every other person that has spoken before to look as if they don't know what they have said. Why? Because the person that was not even being forceful, his idea, his thought was always more grounded than the thought of the people that are trying to force themselves to be seen or to be heard. Sometimes the people that know don't talk. Not sometimes, all the time. The real people that know more don't shout. So in most cases, it is the empty drum that makes the loudest noise. That's the sincere truth about life. However, let's leave that and talk about how do we deal with these different behavioral patterns? How do we respond to them? Now, we call something, because of our time, don't worry, in the full class, I'll be expecting many of us. Now, we call something behavior flexibility. Behavioral flexibility. We need to increase our flexibility. The mere fact that a particular behavioral pattern is not your strong point does not mean you should not use it. So being flexible is basically that is applied to more to someone or to a pattern where you are actually trying to use other behavioral patterns that are not what you are strong at, but is the most appropriate behavioral pattern to use at that point in time. For example, when a promoter meets with an analyzer, one of the ways he or she can practice being flexible is talking less. Remember that a promoter is somebody that can talk plenty. But when you know that, this is my weakness, and the person I want to talk to, the person is an analyzer. He wants to hear only facts. What does that make me do? I will now tell myself, caution yourself. Don't talk too much. Listen more. Look for more facts before you go for the meeting. Adjust yourself. That is what they call flexibility. Being able to understand your behavioral pattern, understand the behavioral pattern of the other person, study to identify the weakness, the strengths, the threats, and the opportunities, and play to those particular lines. Please, do you understand what I just said? Please, do you understand what I just said?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
now,
yes.
how do I become flexible? For a supporter, one of those things you should do is that sometimes say no occasionally. Because a supporter will always just go with the flow. If they say, make they go jump inside water, it will go. So learn to say no at points in time. And for a supporter, delegate to others. Because normally a supporter is the one that will collect all of it. He's just listening. Learn to delegate. Also accept more responsibilities to be in decision making. For a promoter, learn to control your time, learn to relax, learn to spend more time to research, learn to have content rather than just being enthusiastic alone. Learn to have facts, contents, and those contents, organize them like an analyzer, so that when you are talking, people will not say you don't have content. Organize yourself. Think through before you even come out. Think logically, think rationally, and you will discover that you will become more efficient. For an analyzer, analyzers at points in time, you need to work on your timing for decision making. See, sometimes decisions need to be made at the right time. If you do not do the thing at the right time and say, I'm analyzing, it's possible it might not help the business, or it might not even help you. Even when you're analyzing and spending time gathering data, have a project timeline. A timeline that you know that no matter what, you must give a result at that point. And at points in time, also know that as an analyzer, you need to compromise, because an analyzer is looking for perfection. Okay, please help me mute, please, so that an analyzer is looking for perfection. Sometimes you might be perfect already. Sometimes what you have is good enough. So sometimes you need to help yourself to say, okay, it doesn't need to be perfect. You have scored 90 over 100. You have passed. Trying to wait until you can score 100 over 100 before you go to the exam, you will fail totally. Let me give you an instance. Somebody is preparing for an exam and is doing past questions. Now he's scoring 99% over 100 in his past question. The person is now saying, because I have not scored 100 in the past question, hence I will not go for the exam at all. If you don't go for the exam at all, and the day of the exam passes, you will fail and score 0. So as an analyzer, don't overanalyze. 99 over 100 is a wonderful pass mark. The 1% remaining, leave it for God. Hence, at points in time, you need to learn to compromise so that you can move on as an analyzer. As a controller, please, you know yourself. Listen a little bit more. Be a little bit more patient. That person that you think has nothing to offer might actually be the person that will offer you the best thing in another 2 years. Be patient. Be relaxed. Caution yourself at point in time. This thing is looking like I'm advising you now, but it is more than an advice. You know yourself. You know you are a controller. You know you are impatient. You know you don't like all this inefficient something. Relax. You did not get to that point in one day. Hence, give people allowance. Develop your patience. Be humble. Not be one day you become the super champion. And at points in time, verbalize compliments. Say thank you to somebody. The person is just waiting for thank you to boost his ego. But you are saying because you didn't do it well, you are doing rubbish. Just thank you could help the person to get better. This is how each of these behavioral patterns can be flexible. Have I answered your question? I want to believe that many things that you were saying or many things you have said, I've touched on them in one way or the other. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. Yes.
You are right. Okay. So I want to believe that. Thank you very much for all the comments. Now, because of our time, I'm going to just wrap up here. And I'm going to get so basically, this is a free class. And I won't lie to you, the real classes, they are actually more in tune, more exhaustive than this. It is even meant to be, this particular area is meant to be some days of, we actually have the full classes. And I'd like my colleague, Queen, are you there to speak to some of the full classes that is coming up very soon? And I actually want to see you there. Queen, are you there, please?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, so Queen, I want you to just speak to this before I come back to wrap up. So I'll just keep Queen 2 minutes.
All right. All right, thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful training session. I believe everyone can hear me. So my name is Queen Ibrahim. A lot of you must have received emails from me, so this is me. Allow me to be a promoter, right now. So like our facilitator mentioned, this is a free class and we have the full classes coming up in the year. So we have developing emotional intelligence. It's going to hold for 2 days. We have a date in March 1 and 2, and we also have a date in July 5 and 6. As I'm talking, you could just do a screenshot of this particular slide because you need it. Slides will be made available to you afterwards, but just do a screenshot of this particular slide as I'm talking because you need it. Then we also have the time management essentials training. It's 2 days, March 19th and 26th. And we also have August 9 and 10. Then we have conflict resolution and crisis management. It's a 2-day training as well, March 4th and 5th and October 4th and 5th. We have effective communication skills. It's a 1-day training and it's going to hold in May 6th and also June 4th. We also have managing employee performance for results for 2 days, April 2nd and 9th. We have developing leadership competencies, 3 days, May 3rd of May to 5. That's for our leaders, our managers, and the likes. Then we also have leadership and management masterclass. 2 days, it's holding on May 24th to 25th. And we also have October 6th to October 7th. So please note that 3 participants and above registration would attract 10% discount. That's if you have 3 participants from one organization, you will have 10% discount. So what I would like us to do briefly now is put in the chat box, what training have you identified that you believe will help you to increase your skills, your personal relation skills, and things like your soft skills. So we'd just like to just put it in the chat box. Quickly put in the chat box, time management, so and so date is what you would like. Like I said, these trainings are available in both virtual, that's online training just like this, and also physical training in our training facility here in Lagos. Someone said, Alma. All right, I'll get through to you. So just put in the training you would like, and just put it in the chat box and we'll get across to you. All right, Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Oh,
so
yes.
as I wrap up, you can actually answer a question in the chat box.
All right.
So we actually have physical trainings and spiritual trainings. So whichever one you want. Sorry, we have virtual training. Don't come for spiritual training. We only have physical and the virtual classes. But if you want spiritual training, you can send it in the chat box. Any questions? He prefers. I want somebody that will say I want spiritual. You know, that will put I want spiritual class. Okay. So any questions for me before I go? As somebody is writing on the Tino, somebody is writing jaga jaga on this screen. Any question for me as I go, please? Any questions? Any questions? Any thoughts? If you want spiritual training, it's not me, Mr. Callistus. If you want spiritual training, go and meet your spiritual leader. Okay, we only do virtual and what do you call it? Virtual and physical classes. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions before I go? Any questions, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please go ahead, please.
Yes, good morning. It's morning where I am now. Just want to find out if we'll be getting the slides for this session.
Yes, you'll get the slides. So they'll send a what do you call it? They'll send a link to the slides, a link to the video for the class. So you are correct. You'll get the slides. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yes. Any other questions for me before I say thank you? Okay. Final comments from anybody. Final comments. Tell us, did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Final comments.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, the program is a very interesting program to me. It's an eye-opener, and it was able to let me know the kind of people I work with their behavioral attitudes, which I now know where their weaknesses are and their strengths. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wait, let me go.
Yes, sir. We're waiting for you, ma'am, to talk. Rebecca, please, you can talk. Please, you can talk. Okay, we are free to talk.
Yeah, good morning,
Morning
from the site. I want to say that it's been very enlightening coming for this program.
Okay, what side really? Because they don't know the side. I know the side, but they don't know the side.
It's Ghana. It's Ghana.
Okay.
I just realized we have a lot of our neighbors, Nigerians, on the trading.
Yeah, we have a lot of people from different places, really.
Yes. I joined from Ghana, Accra.
Wonderful.
And I'm excited about the training. And I think it's very, very important. To me, it even goes beyond utilizing some of these skills in the workplaces, even at our various homes, the way we manage our families, our kids, our husbands, people that live with us. So for me, it goes even beyond the workplace. And we have some of these characteristics in our respective homes. So I really see this course as very important, and I'll take it with me and even take it to my house. I manage my home, the kids, and everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Any other thoughts?
Thank you so much, sir. My name is Destiny Adebola. I'm connecting from Tokyo, Japan. It's really interesting and informative. I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you very much. How is Tokyo, Japan?
Extremely very cold.
Wonderful. Enjoy the cold. Okay, thank you very much. With this, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for joining this class. We actually have some of these classes online at points in time. We also have classes all throughout the year. We'd like you to join our classes. Thank you, and I'd like to say bye-bye and have fun. Okay, so the chat box, they'll send you a mail afterwards. So if you do not have, you can just put your emails if you did not get the email for the training before. Yeah? And somebody just sent you the link. You can just put your email address. So they will send you the link to the video and also the training slides. Yeah, so that you don't miss it out. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Have fun.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.